This is Mohammed. So we'll be starting with Chapter 1, Lesson 1, an overview of statistics. So Section 1.1, a review of statistics. Section 1.1, objectives, a definition of statistics, how to distinguish between a population and a sample and between a parameter and a statistic, how to distinguish between descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. And then first, what is data? Data consists of information coming from observations, counts, measurements, or responses. According to a survey, more than 7 in 10 Americans say a nursing career is a prestigious occupation. Social media consumes kids today as well as more score of their first social media accounts at an average of 11 and a half years old. So this is an example of data. What is statistics? Statistics is the science of collecting, organizing, analyzing, and interpreting data in order to make decisions. And then there are two types of data sets. Population, which is the collection of all outcomes, responses, measurements, or counts that are of interest. And a sample is a subset or part of the population. For example, going to all the schools in America and asking them, what is your favorite subject, would be considered a population. And then a sample would be like asking almost school students what is their favorite subject. And then another example is in a recent survey, 834 employees in the United States were asked if they thought their jobs were highly stressful. Of the 834 respondents, 517 said yes. And then we have to figure out if it's population and sample. Describe the sample data. And then the solution would be the population consists of the responses of all employees in the U.S., so that this would be a population. The sample consists of the responses of the 834 employees in the survey, and then the sample is a subset of the responses of all employees in the U.S. The data set consists of 517 yeses and 317 nos. And then we have a parameter and statistic. A parameter is a numerical description of a population characteristic. For example, average age of all people in the United States. And then a statistic, a numerical description of a sample characteristic, which is an average age of people from a sample of 3 states. And an example would be a survey of several hundred collegiate student athletes in the United States found that during the season of their sport, the average time spent in athletics by student athletes is 50 hours per week. And the solution would be, because the average of 50 hours per week is based on a subset of the population, so it's basically a sample of statistic. And then another example would be the freshman class at a university has an average SAT math score of 514. Because the average SAT math score of 514 is based on the entire freshman class, it is a population parameter. And then another example would be in a random check of several hundred retail stores, the Food and Drug Administration found that 34% of the stores were not storing fish at the proper temperature. And then its solution would be, because 34% is based on a subset of the population, it is a sample statistic. And there's branches of statistics. So there's descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. Descriptive statistics involves organizing, summarizing, and displaying data, like tables, charts, and averages. And then inferential statistics involves using sample data to draw conclusions about a population. So we have an example of descriptive and inferential statistics. So a study of 2,560 U.S. adults found that of adults not using the internet, 23% are from households earning less than $30,000 annually, as shown in the figure. So the solution would be, this population consists of the responses of all U.S. adults, and the sample consists of the responses of the 2,560 U.S. adults in the study. The descriptive branch of statistics involves the statement 23% of U.S. adults not using the internet are from households earning less than $30,000 annually. A possible inference drawn from the study is that lower income households cannot afford access to internet. Another example would be a study of 300 Wall Street analysts found that the percentage who incorrectly forecasted high-tech earnings in a recent year was 44%. And the solution would that be, a population consists of the high-tech earning forecast of all Wall Street analysts, and the sample consists of the forecast of 300 Wall Street analysts in the study. The part of the study that represents the descriptive branch of statistics involves the statement, the percentage who incorrectly forecasted high-tech earnings in a recent year which was 44%. A possible inference drawn from the study is that the stock market is difficult to forecast even for professionals. This concludes lesson 1.1. An overview of it will be explaining the population and sample, an overview of what statistics is, and then what is data, explaining data, and then it would also parameter and statistics, and then the two branches of statistics, descriptive and inferential. This concludes lesson 1.